Oh yeah, from the other side of the map.
I better hear him. I better hear him with that wicked laugh.
Fucking here.
Of course he's gonna kill me, says that dude. Not all the time. Not all the time. I remember back in the day, I was in Korea and Erad had a crew of 2 others with him. I remember I dropped all 3. I'm just saying, Erad, I gotta, you know.
I'm in a fountain.
It's all that battlefield training. Back when I was back when I had the time to play games and
hello and welcome to the channel, guys. It's Erad, and so in this video I'm going to give you some tips so that you are not going to end up like this guy and you are the one who is going to be the killer out there. So here we go. These are my pro tips for FPS combat in Star Citizen. And the first thing that I would like to say here is that I think it's very important to be a tracker, be a hunter, find other players and hit them before they see you. It's extreme.
You always stay on the hunt. You always keep moving. He's absolutely right. You cannot be passive. I understand some people want to snipe in the background, and I get those guys. I get the kind of sniping camper guys. I understand them. They're playing a different game than everybody else. I understand. I've played that game. I get that game. But like generally speaking, in this mode, you got to be a hunter killer. You got to be a predator. You got to be in your apex form. You got to keep moving. If your feet stop, what are you doing? You're playing it wrong.
Extremely important, because as soon as they're going to see you, they're going to be hitting the trigger, so you want to be the first one to hit that trigger, and for that you need to be the first one to see them. But before seeing them, I think you can hear them first. You can use the sound around you. I think that's extremely important. Spatial sound in Star Citizen is especially good, especially if you have headphones that really tell you where your sound is coming from. Is it coming from the left, the right, front, or behind? That can really guide you as of where you should be heading to, because that's where the action is and that's where players are. Also, next, know your location.
There's now we got like private messages, fun to send direct messages to LLC. Like it is progressing. It is getting hot up in here. Hold on a second. Whew. This show, why don't you guys get on the show, man? Like, hold on one second. Let me get out of here. All right, where are you guys at? Like, you guys, whoop. All right.
Spend some time to scout for choke points where you know players are going to be eventually ended up going. Locations of high passage, so places where players like to go, like to fight, because that's where you are also going to be finding victims. See if you have any possible positions above, so you can shoot them from above, from the high ground, or perhaps also find a dark place where you'll be crouching and make sure that you're not going to be seen. Also, never follow a linear path. Don't just go straight. You are going to be eventually found and killed. Just as you may track other players may track you too. So often turn around and catch them by surprise. The next tip I'm going to give you here is to know your...
Here we actually have footage of Erad in a video game here. Let's see here. This is how he moves in game. Here he is, Erad moving in game right now. Oh! There he goes. There's Erad. This is how he's playing his game. Watch very carefully. Watch very carefully. This is Erad playing right now. There you go. Watch out. Erad is a professional. Definitely a professional. Okay, thank you so much for that. I'm
in a fountain.
Oh, I'm so happy it's Thursday. I am so happy it's Thursday and you're here. I cannot wait for more tomorrow. Like I'm already excited about tomorrow, and tonight hasn't even ended yet.
your gear. And one of the most important factors when doing PvP, unlike when you are playing against NPCs here, is mobility. As mentioned before, you want to be fast to track other players and avoid being tracked. So I would heavily advise against full heavy armor. What I do is I usually get a 40% head armor for headshots, 30% torso so that I can have 2 weapons with me, but legs and arms are at 20%. Choose the right gun for the right situation. For open spaces, obviously get a sniper. I would suggest the S71 in the PU. It's not available in Arena Commander right now, but the S71 is a good all-rounder. You can also use it at point-blank range. But it's a great sniper too, especially if you have a bigger scope. I usually go for between size 4 and size 8. Size 16 is a bit too overkill in my opinion. The FS9 has been nerfed in Star Citizen at 3.20 and doesn't fire nearly as fast as it used to be, but it has a really good range and good accuracy, not too much recoil.
Look at him
so you can also use that as
look at him in his field. Look at him in his zone,
in my opinion.
Just mowing him down.
However, I think that you should never use energy weapons for sniping because that's going to reveal your position and that will be kind of a right. But if you don't want to snipe and have fun for mid-range fights, or maybe you want to have a gun for close quarter combats here, personally I use the Gemini F55. Now, warning here, this gun is not for everybody. It's got a huge recoil.
And it's got a crazy warm-up time, but if you get the rhythm just right, I personally like the F55 as well. There's like a 1-second rhythm where you hold down on the motherfucker and then it just lets off and anything in front of it dies.
And it's got about a second of warm-up before it starts shooting, so you really have...
I agree with this weapon choice, man. I agree with this weapon choice, actually. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites.
Be tracking people, you know where they are, and you start shooting at the right time. Otherwise, if you have a face-to-face...
For this type of game mode, it's great. Right, Sketch? I get you, dude.
Encounter, you are likely going to die, which is why I have a second gun for that. When I know that I'm not tracking people, I might be tracked.
I like this. I like to see the brands, man. This is what makes Star Citizen so cool. This is what makes Star Citizen so cool, man.
You're not gonna hate me.
I love it. I love reading the comments, man.
I encounter someone in front of me, then that's when I use a Karna. The Karna is very easy to use, especially if you have a size 2 scope for headshots. But the problem with the Karna is that it has low ammo. It only has 30 shots, so that these go very quickly. For close quarter combat, the G97 shotgun is also quite fantastic, and many people use it. At least more and more I notice use it. Many people also use the bearing P4 or the custodians. However, do not use grenades if you are solo, if you are playing an elimination, for example, or if you are being a lone wolf, simply because throwing grenades takes too much time. You have to stow your gun, take the grenade, trigger the grenade, throw the grenade, and then take your gun again. All that time that you are wasting is time that an opponent will have time to eventually shoot you, and you will not be able to do anything about it. So no grenades unless you are in the squad and there are people to have your back. Also, same with med pens. Wait before you use a med pen. Just like with grenade here, there's this animation that takes some time, and you are going to be absolutely helpless if there's someone in front of you with a gun. Also, do not camp at the same place all the time, because eventually people will guess that you will be there and they will hunt you down, because that's where you would always be, right? Also, when you kill someone from a hiding spot, it's also
and this is up all the time, man, and this mode's always up and there's people ready to go, because man, good on them, man. Good on them. I've been waiting ages for that.
Likely that they will come back for you. So that's why when you kill someone, maybe if there's another or 2 people, they'll just kill them, but quickly move out, because otherwise people will be coming back. When you kill other players, also, move out. Another reason why you should move out is because the noise will likely attract other players. Remember, you want to be the hunter, not the hunted. And if you are making noise, people will know where the noise is coming from. They'll go after you. Last but not least, do not get discouraged if you don't win matches. Especially Arena Commander is very competitive out there. For example, in the game you're looking at here, the number 1 and the number 10 of the leaderboards were out there, and they were very often ahead of of me. I'm currently ranked 18 out of 5,200 people who play Arena Commander. So some people out there are really experienced. They are going to be better than you. That's normal. Learn from them and don't give up. And eventually you'll...
Right. Don't be intimidated by that. Just jump in and have some fun. I think this is great for PvEers, just to get a taste of it. I highly recommend this to everybody. I really highly recommend this gameplay for everybody in Star Citizen.
Climb up the ranks. So there we have it, guys. These are my pro tips here to become a killer in Star Citizen, at least when playing FPS combat. But let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what are your tricks? Do you prefer FPS combat? Are you a good FPS combat player in Star Citizen? Do you prefer flying, perhaps? Or perhaps you have a favorite gun you'd like to share? Let me know everything in the comment section down below. If you do so, and subscribe to the channel, where you'll be in for a chance to win a ship. And this ship here is a Vulture.
Listen, I love Sketch because he wants me to play so badly, and so do I, man. I talked about this last week. I think I bitched about this. No, 2 weeks ago I bitched about this. Like, man, I barely have time to play games, you know? And I talked about it for like over an hour, Sketch. So sorry you missed that, bro. But it was like basically me being on the couch telling you what's up. Like telling you what's going on in my life. And I like it because Sketch knows how to, like, this is how you get anybody who's a hardcore PvP gamer, like, involved in it and get them in and involved, is you just throw some smack down. Like, that is what you do. Sketch knows. Sketch is killing in game all the time, possibly outside of game too. That's something we're going to have to very much watch, Sketch. You know, you be very careful out there. It's not a game out there, Sketch. It's not a game.